Thank you for joining us again and welcome back to the Explorer from wherever you're joining us from around the world. I appreciate your time as always. The country of South Africa's leader, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, has officially responded to the United States of America's own particular pushback with regards to the G20. In a wide-ranging speech, the president of South Africa, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, came out very clear and stick the position of the country of South Africa. Make no mistake, the President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald Trump, came out recently and mentioned that South Africa is a disgrace and should not even be allowed in global institutions, and more importantly that South Africa may not or will not be invited to the upcoming G20 in 2026. Make no mistake, these two nations do billions of US dollars in terms of trade, from geopolitical collaborations, from a whole full lot of areas, and a wide range of collaborative aspects where these two countries are not seeing each other eye to eye. However, the country of South Africa is open to ensuring that it tries to mend its relationship with the country of the United States of America, which is a very important trading partner. In this wide-ranging discussion addressing the people of South Africa and the continent of Africa at large, Mr. Ramaphosa came out clear and reminded the United States of America in a whole lot of areas that South Africa does have its own position in a whole lot of area, saying that South Africa is a founding member, and informed the United States of America that South Africa will continue to be making sure that its voice is heard in the diverse areas in terms of its particular global politics, and also South Africa continue to make its voice heard globally. These are amazing times across the region, as we've seen events across other parts across the continent of Africa. Mr. Donald Trump going back to his Truth Social, talking on the reason why South Africa should not be invited in the G20 coming next year. Mr. Ramaphosa was pretty clear. He never missed his word. He laid it where the South African government stands at the moment, and more importantly, why the United States of America should also know that the world will move forward irrespective of the country of the United States of America. Mr. Ramaphosa touched on a whole lot of issues, praised other countries across the European Union, global South countries, and some countries across the continent of Africa. The president of South Africa was not mistaken in his words and make it clear that South Africa will not waver. It is open its hands to work with other partners, but the United States of America should be aware that South Africa will stand its grounds regards to this particular role in the G20 and as a founding member. To have more context on this regards to Mr. Ramaphosa's speech, let's play this clip. We will come into more analysis as we continue to look at this relationship, how it unfolds in the 21st century. Let's play this clip.
The G20 consists of 19 countries plus the European Union and now the African Union. As the G20 presidency, South Africa invited 16 guest countries to participate in the G20 discussions, including especially a number of African countries and Africa's regional economic communities and financial institutions. All G20 members attended all the G20 related meetings throughout the year, except for one member country. It is regrettable that the United States of America, which is a founding member of the G20 and which takes over the presidency of the G20 from South Africa in 2026, chose not to participate in the G20 Leaders Summit and the final meetings leading up to that summit. It is even more unfortunate that the reasons the United States gave for its non-participation were based on baseless and false allegations that South Africa is perpetrating genocide against Afrikaners and the confiscation of land from white people. This is blatant misinformation about our country. We were most pleased that many organizations, businesses, and individuals from the United States participated in large numbers in G20-related activities such as the Business 20 Summit and the G20 Social Summit. South Africa valued their constructive and enthusiastic participation. Earlier this week, we formally handed over the G20 presidency for 2026 to the United States, observing the appropriate diplomatic protocols. A few days ago, President Donald Trump made a statement to the effect that South Africa would not be invited to participate in the G20 in the United States. He repeated untrue statements about genocide against Afrikaners and the confiscation of land from white people in our country. We must make it clear that South Africa is one of the founding members of the G20, and South Africa is therefore a member of the G20 in its own name and right. We will continue to participate as a full, active and constructive member of the G20.
Mr. Ramaphosa also made it very clear that South Africa is open, understands that the current United States of America administration at the moment do not understand a variety of issues, that South Africa, a sovereign country, have its own particular laws that it is ready to deal with. But more importantly, according to Mr. Ramaphosa, maybe Mr. Donald Trump does not have the required information to enable him make some particular comment. Geopolitics is a strategic game, and African countries are paying closer attention like never before seen. The G20 being held in African soil for the first time was a historic moment, whether you like it or not. South Africa, a major economy of the continent of Africa, a leading economy in the region, a member of BRICS, and a very important member that held G20 very successfully. You may not agree with. However, South Africa, one of those countries that stood up against the United States of America in a variety of ways, has met some roadblocks in a number of areas. Mr. Ramaphosa was clearly saying that South Africa, despite its downs, despite its challenges, is ready to open its hands to work with the United States, but irrespective of that, the country does have its own laws. Let's play this clip.
Despite the challenges and misunderstandings that have arisen between South Africa and the United States, South Africa remains a firm and an unwavering friend of the American people. We recall the great solidarity movement in the United States that stood by our side in our struggle for democracy and freedom. We recall how the Bill of Rights in the United States Constitution inspired us as we wrote our own Constitution. We offer the people of the United States nothing but goodwill and friendship. We affirm our commitment to continue to engage in dialogue with the United States government and to do so with respect and with dignity as equal sovereign countries. We value the United States government and its people as a partner. We have common interests, common values, and a shared wish to advance the prosperity and well-being of the people of both of our countries. As a country, we are aware that the stance taken by the United States administration has been influenced by a sustained campaign of disinformation by groups and individuals within our country, in the United States and elsewhere. These people who are spreading disinformation are endangering and undermining South Africa's national interests, destroying South African jobs, and weakening our country's relations with one of our most important partners. We must remind these people that South Africa is a constitutional democracy with a Bill of Rights that guarantees equality under the law. We have an independent judiciary able to uphold our constitution and defend the rights of all South Africans. We are a country that has a tradition of dialogue, that has an enduring ability to come together to confront the challenges that we face. South African problems must be solved by South Africans themselves. We have now embarked upon a national dialogue where all South Africans from all walks of life, of all races and creeds, are invited to forge a new future for our country.
Africa is experiencing tremendous challenges at the moment, and the voice of the continent of Africa being trying to be shrunk is going to be a problem, because African countries have looked at this strategic partnership with the global North partners, and they are diversifying their partnership, open new markets, open new strategic relationship, whether it's with China, with Russia, the European Union partners you do not agree with. But these are amazing times across the region. Millions of students coming out from universities and African countries and nationals are benchmarking their continent growth, looking at Asia and Europe. It is a time when African governments, and more importantly, those who recognize that their citizens are asking questions. Mr. Ramaphosa went ahead to look at other perspectives as the reason why South Africa is not going to be backing down anytime soon, but is open to work with global partners. Let's play this clip.
We have determined, in the tradition of Nelson Mandela and other great leaders that have helped to build our nation, that no one must be excluded. Every voice and every perspective must be heard. And as we invite people to participate, we also invite those who are spreading misinformation about our country to bring their concerns and their solutions to the national dialogue. We must never allow others to try to redefine our country and cause divisions amongst us or dictate who we are as a nation. We know who we are. We are South Africans. We are defined by our ability to work together and to find solutions to problems that beset our country. We live together, work together, learn together, laugh together, even play together. We also pray together as we did today during the National Day of Prayer. We also mourn together. We celebrate together and face our challenges together. In the best and worst of times, we have stood together. We must work with greater focus and determination to address the many challenges our country is facing and make our South Africa a peaceful, prosperous, and great nation. And as our sportsmen and women have taught us, we are stronger together, always. Lastly, thank you once again for coming together as South Africans to host a very successful G20. You made us proud. God bless South Africa. I thank you.
Let me know in the comment section what you think regards the reason why the country of South Africa is a strategic nation in the continent of Africa, why the United States of America should rethink its relationship with the country of South Africa, considering billions of US dollars in terms of trade. Like I've said before, South Africa is the largest trading partner of the United States of America in the African continent. These two countries have a long-standing relationship, considering that in the previous administration under Mr. Joe Biden, the country of South Africa has experienced tremendous challenges, and more importantly, we're looking at a Russian relationship with the country of South Africa. China has invested in South Africa incredibly. These are moments where African countries will be pushing back irrespective of what the partner would think. It is important for the continent of Africa to recognize that no one is coming to save you, not European partners, not the United States of America. You may have support from China and Russia, and more importantly, some Middle Eastern partners. Like I've always said, the continent of Africa must look inward at this critical time in its history, because Africa is making some strategic decisions, whether it's from the Sahel or from other parts, that do not sit well with its geopolitical partners. I will be looking forward to meeting you soon in our next episode. Smash the like button and share the video, and have a pleasant day. Bye-bye.